And I came up with this idea when I was working at St. Andrews in the links of St. Andrews. If you go there and you look, because St. Andrews is right by the ocean, and I was working the 2005 British Open there with a crew. I went out, we were digging a hole, for irrigation in a fairway, and there's standing water there, and it's just sand, right? It's right by the ocean, so it's all sandy soil, pure sand. And there's water standing, and the guy told me, he says, yeah, it's groundwater. I said, well, how are we gonna get rid of the groundwater? That's not easy. If it's groundwater, you pump it out, it's just gonna keep flowing, right? He says, no, we just wait 2 hours, it's gonna be gone. So if it's gone, it's not groundwater, right? No. We have 22 feet of tidal changes in the ocean. And when the tide changes, the groundwater changes. So the grasses that we grow here on greens here, they were all originated from those linksland environments. That's what they like. They like to grow in a sand. They like to have the water table go up and down. Four times a day, the grass in St. Andrews has the water go up and down. And that pushes the carbon dioxide out and pulls the oxygen in. So it's basically just replicating a system that what the grasses were developed to grow in. Their natural habitat is to have a changing water table.
So you saw that and you said, I can replicate
it. I saw that in 2005, right? So I went back and I tried to build, I said, okay, I'm gonna have a big tank and I'm gonna pump the water in and out of my greens. It cost me $10,000 to buy the tank. And you need these pumps to pump the water. It's like, this is not gonna work. The problem was, where am I gonna store the water when when you pump it out, and then when you pump it in, where are you going to store the water? And then I'm in Singapore one day. I was in Singapore building a bunker, and I was staying in a hotel, and Donald Trump decided to meet with Kim Jong Un in that same day. He had that meeting with him, right? So I go to my hotel, and my hotel's right next to Kim Jong Un's hotel, right? And the first day I was at the club with a suit on and coming from a meeting. I walked by Kim Jong Un's hotel. All the American diplomats were coming out of a van, going into the reception. And there was like 12 of them. And I just decided, for some reason okay, I'm gonna tag along this group and see if I can meet this guy, right? So nobody asked me who I was. They just let me through security. They checked me very thoroughly because they checked everyone for weapons and things, right? 10 minutes later, I get into the lobby, and 10 minutes later, this guy comes down the elevator. He goes around, says hi to all, I'm there with some Justice Department high shot, I don't even know who they are, right? But I'm having a drink with them, and here comes Kim Jong Un, right? And he goes around and say hi to everybody. And I'm standing there and I think, I only get one chance to meet this guy. So I pull out my camera, right? I said, Mr. Kim Jong Un, do you mind if we take a selfie? So I take 2 selfies with Kim Jong Un, right? And then he walks on, he gets out and he disappears, right? And I get Singapore police just grab me and just absolutely furious, wanting to put me in jail because of that. And they put me in a chair in a room, and I'm looking across, I'm sitting there looking for 2 hours. They didn't know what they were going to do with me. But I'm looking across the lobby, and on the other side of the lobby, there's a restaurant that has a hydroponic system to grow lettuce. And it's like trays like this. They go up in a Ferris wheel and down in water, right? So the water has fertilizer and nutrients, and the trays go up and down. Every hour, the trays get dipped in water. So the roots are hanging out, growing. And I look at this and I say, okay, why don't we build a green with 2 trays? And we just pump the water in between. So
that's where the vision.
Yeah, so finally I came up with the idea, why don't we just use one area for storage and the other one will be the one we fill. And then you don't need the tank.